Hey girlies, hey Nerissa. Just wanted to do a project for you all, just in case. So, I'm going to read the Bible for you. So this is day one, reading the Bible. Starting in Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. And he called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day. So God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And so it was. And God called the vault sky, and there was evening and there was morning and the second day. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let the dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry land ground land, and gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plant-bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. And that was the evening, and that was the morning, and that was the third day. God said, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. And let there be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. And God made two lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was an evening, and there was a morning, and the fourth day. God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living thing in which the water teems, that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds increase in the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, and there was the fifth day. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, the wild birds, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made wild animals according to their kind, and the livestock according to their kind, and all the creatures that moved along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish of the sea, the birds in the sky, and over the livestock and the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move on the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And all the birds, beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has life, breath of life in it. I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw that all he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, and it was the sixth day. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth, heavens even, of the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day God had finished the work he had been doing. And on the seventh day he rested from his work. And then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he had rested for all the work of creating that he had done. Crikey. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created. when the Lord made the earth and its heavens. Now no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had yet sprung up, for the Lord God, had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to water the ground, but streams came up from the ground, and watered the whole surface of the ground. When the Lord formed a man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, the man became a living being. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he put the man who he had formed. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye, good for food. And in the middle of the garden was a tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The river watered the garden flowing from Eden. From there it was separated from the four headwaters. The name of the first is Pishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. Aromatic resin and oxen are also there. Onyx are there. The name of the second river is Gihon, and it winds through the entire land of Cush. The name of the third river, is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Asher. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden, to work it and to take care of it. And the Lord commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat of it, you will certainly die." The Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to die alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever he called the living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock and birds of the sky and all the wild animals. But for Adam, no suitable helper could be found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man and brought her to the man. And the man said, "This is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." And that is why a man leaves his mother and father and is united to his wife, and they must become one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. Now we have the fall, chapter 3. Now the snake was more crafty than any of the wild animals that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the snake, "We may eat fruit from the trees of the garden. But God did say, we must not eat fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden, and we must not touch it, or we will die." You will not certainly die," the snake said to the woman. "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you'll be like God, knowing good and evil." And the woman said that the fruit in the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and was also desirable to gain wisdom. She took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was there with her, and he ate it. When the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked, so they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and the woman heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden at the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord among the trees of the garden. The Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." And so he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I command you not to eat?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." The Lord God said to the woman, "Why have you done this? What is it you have done?" The woman said, "The snake deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the snake, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike at his heel." To the woman he said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the fruit of the tree which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you. You will eat the plants of the field, and so you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food, until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. From dust you are, and to dust you will return. Adam named his wife Eve, because she would become the mother of all living. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and clothed them. The Lord God said, the man has now become like us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand, and also take from the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Come on, what is it?
Oh.
You can be in the camera, it's okay, I'm just recording myself.
I'm just asking a question.
What's the question?
Is Nana not come back yet?
I haven't seen. Love you.
Love you too.
After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing to and fro to guard the way to the tree of life. Adam made love to his wife Eve, and he became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, with the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man. Later she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some fruits from the soil as an offering to the Lord. But Abel also brought an offering, fat portion for some of his firstborn of his flock. God looked with favour on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favour. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Then the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. There's an interesting thought. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out in the field. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. The Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? I don't know, he replied. Am I my brother's keeper? The Lord said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hands. When you work in the ground, it will no longer yield its crops to you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. And Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. The Lord said to him, not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over. The Lord put a mark on Cain's face, so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out of the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain made love to his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. So Enoch was born in Irad, and Irad was born to Enoch. So Enoch was born in Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Methuselah, and Methuselah was the father of Lamech, and Lamech married 2 women, one named Ada and the other Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the father of those who lived in tents and raised livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, who was the father who played stringed instruments and pipes. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron, and Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, listen to me, wives of Lamech, hear my words. I killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Canaan is avenged 7 times, then Lamech is 77 times. Adam made love to his wife again. She gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son, and he named him Enosh. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Chapter 5. From Adam to Noah. We're going to stop and get to Noah. This is the account of Adam's family line. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, blessed them, and he named them mankind when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image. He named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived a total of 930 years, and then he died. When Seth had lived 155 years, he became the father of Enosh. And after he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived a total of 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan, our good friend from church. And after he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years, and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. And after he had become the father of Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived a total of 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. And after he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalalel lived a total of 95 years, and then he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. After he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived a total of 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. And after he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Although Enoch lived a total of 365 years, Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he was no more because God took him away. So he didn't die, he just was taken up to heaven. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. And after he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son, and he named him Noah. And he said, "He will comfort us in the labor and the painful toil of the hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years, and had other sons and daughters. Although Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah had lived 500 years, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And thus we end our reading for today. Love you. See you soon.